transiting North Node in Aries, South Nodes in Libra for all signs. Introduction of nodes in Aries/Libra. Hey everyone, I'm here to talk to you about a very significant cosmic event that's occurring soon on July 17, 2023. And this event is going to last through January 2025. And what I am talking about is the nodes of the moon changing signs. This occurs every 18 months, and when it occurs, it is connected to the eclipses also changing signs. So we're going into a period of time where the North Node will be in Aries and the South Node will be in Libra, and I wanted to break this down for you, so that you understand this greater meaning for your life, for your path over the next 18 months. So I am going to give you a forecast to follow by your rising sign, and I encourage you to really focus on this specifically for your rising sign. Although I will say that the sun sign forecast can have some background meaning as well. So if you don't know me, welcome, my name is Asia Batul, I am a professional astrologer. I do appreciate you taking a second to click that like button, and if you are interested in more of this type of video content, please hit the subscribe button. Now let's get right into it. What do the nodes of the moon mean? The North Node and the South Node are always opposite each other. They're always exactly opposite one another, and from a spiritual karmic perspective. The North Node is where we are growing, where we're moving towards in life, and you can see it as like a beacon of light that you're supposed to be following. Whereas the South Node represents this accumulated energy that we're very familiar with, and that energy sometimes leads to too much overdoing it. As a result, we have to let go of certain qualities connected to the South Node, in order to facilitate moving towards the North Node. Now it is not that easy to let go of the South Node, and move towards the North Node, so I want to be clear on that. Actually it's about integration, with the nodes of the moon in your own birth chart, is to integrate all of the past qualities and traits and strengths that you have which are represented by your South Node, and integrate them into a way that you can use them, use those gifts, use those talents to reach for your North Node in this lifetime. So the transiting nodes, it's the same type of energy. What we have to do is let go of what is overdone, not serving us, outworn, connected to the South Node, and yet examine what's good about the South Node. What is it that I can use with these South Node energies to facilitate my North Node destiny, where I'm supposed to be moving towards? Okay, so that's how you should think about the North Node and the South Node. Think about a seesaw. Nature of a seesaw is, one goes up, the other goes down. The other person goes up and then the other person goes down, so it's two people seesaw back and forth, and you need both people. If there is only one person on seesaw, person on the top is stuck and really can't do anything, so you do need two people to balance each other. Now the North Node for all of us is going into Aries. Collectively, it is a time to focus on traits that are Aries-like, traits of leadership, traits of authenticity, personal development, identity, courage. The Aries quality is about the self and the development of oneself, so we are all collectively meant to lean towards that self-development in a more direct way. The South Node now will be in Libra, and Libra is concerned with partnership, with connection, and because it is South Node, there are going to be some unhealthy qualities connected to Libra energy that we may have to examine and release. Unhealthy codependent attachments, people pleasing for staying in a relationship, or doing something for another person to the detriment of the self, qualities like these have to be released. Okay, the healthy qualities of South Node is a healthy partnership, healthy balance. There should be a seesaw, the balance, the give and take energy has to flow, and so this is a lesson that we're all going to be experiencing over the next 18 months, and it coincides with the eclipses which will be predominantly in Aries and Libra over the next 18 months. For those of you who really do follow astrology thoroughly, you may have noticed already that we had one eclipse in late degree Aries, and that eclipse occurred at the 29th degree, on April 20th of 2023, but that eclipse has still the nodes in Taurus and Scorpio. That's because to have an eclipse, it's not specifically about the nodes, it's about how many degrees away the nodes are from the moon. So in order to qualify for an eclipse, sometimes we do have that overlap, and you will see it again in October, at the lunar eclipse, the very last lunar eclipse that we're having in Taurus, when by then the nodes of the moon will be in Aries and Libra. So there's this overlap, as the nodes are switching signs and as the eclipses are switching signs, and both of these processes happen backwards, not forwards. So the nodes of the moon right now, as the time of this video recording, are in Taurus and Scorpio. North node in Taurus, South node in Scorpio, and they're moving backwards into Aries and Libra. So let's talk about what this means for you by sign, and if you do have personal planets or angles of your chart in Aries or Libra, then the next 18 months are going to fundamentally change your life in a very significant way, because you are karmically touched very specifically by the nodal shift. Okay, so keep that in mind. But we're doing now is a general forecast for where these nodes are falling by the houses. It's going to light up for you karmically, so we're going to start with Aries. Aries, the north node is in your sign, so generally speaking this is asking you to get on your destiny path, and if you've got anything significant in this sort of area, like say, you are in Aries and you've got your north nodes here, this is going to mark a very important 18 months for you, regarding you personally getting things on your destiny path, with regards to not only things around you, but things inside you too. You know, that first house also talks about what's inside you, but it could have a lot of areas taking action, with regards to changing up their image and maybe making announcements of taking a whole new road. Now the south nodes are in the 7th house, so this can do a few things. It's asking you to let go of something with regards to partnerships, and this could be deciding to divorce or to leave a partner, or to do a major change with regards to their partnerships, because it's the south nodes areas that are sitting in your 7th house. The south nodes are asking you to either let something go, or let something go, and change something into something different, with regards to partnerships. Now it could also be business partnerships. Taurus. Now Taurus, we've got the north nodes in Aries. North nodes are going to be in your 12th house, and then the south nodes are going to be in your 6th house. So Taurus, you're still going to have Uranus in your sign certainly up to a few more years, and Jupiter will be in your sign up to May 2024. So those are positive influences, especially the Jupiter part of it. So it's not all black or all white, but a mix of black and white. So if we look at that whole 12th house, a 12th house is kind of the house where we have got things cleaning up, so North Node is asking you to clean things up, essentially what have you been ignoring, what's being hidden under the carpet, but it also relate to healing. There could be some Taurians, especially with your connection with the earth and healing itself. You might decide you want to take this destiny path of healing others and healing yourself, maybe even through some kind of shamanic type thing. Anything to do with the metaphysical could be featured here with regards to a new start in your life. Now the 6th house, where the south nodes are, is mainly to do with health as well as our day-to-day job. If you don't work, it's what you do day to day, so you're being asked to let go of or at least change up some of the things you're doing. Maybe something you're doing day to day is getting boring and you're just doing things by rote, and you maybe need to let go. And maybe look towards the 12th house, maybe some of the healing that you take up will affect your health. But it can also mean, positively, letting go of ill health, that you can finally wrap something up. In ancient astrology, The sixth house can also represent some sort of indentured servants, areas of your life where you had no choice but to work, even though you didn't want to. So for some Taurians, you may have an opportunity to let go of something that you've taken on as a burden in your life, that you never wanted, and that disappears. Gemini. So for Gemini, this North Nodes in Aries will be sextiling your sign, and it's in your 11th house. Oh, that's fantastic. So you're going to get opportunities to maybe work with different groups, you're going to maybe have new friends come into your life, you may even get opportunities to make some dreams come true for yourself, Gemini, so that's a positive influence for you. Now you'll have the South Nodes in the 5th house. The 5th house encompasses a lot of things. Generally speaking, we talk about it being a creative house, but it's also the house of true love, it is also the house of children, it's being our authentic self, games of chance, our own business. So I know that's a lot of things, but generally speaking, I think with these South Nodes for most Gemini, this is probably letting go of a way that you were expressing yourself, that was not your authentic self, that maybe these new friends in the 11th house help you develop a new way of expressing your authentic self, maybe even a new artistic way of expressing yourself, and letting go of a way that you've been existing up till now. Also Geminis, at this time, you might also be deciding that you want to let go of your business, and maybe work with friends or groups instead. Take care, Gemini. Cancer. For Cancer, you've got 2 squares happening with either of these nodes. So when we look at the North Nodes, we have a square happening with your 10th house. 10th house, generally speaking, is your career, but it also can be your long-term goals. I always say that squares don't have to be bad, it just means that we're going to put some effort into things, to make things happen. And that you may have some challenges, but those challenges may make you grow in a positive way. Cancer, now these are the North Nodes, so they're meant to be where you're going, so I would say maybe there's something in your career that you have to change up, maybe even overcome to be more successful with regards to your career. You may also just come to an epiphany of saying, I need to reset my long-term goals, or maybe I've never set my long-term goals for my career, and maybe you find it a little bit of a challenge. I would say that because the North Nodes are in Aries and Mars rules this Aries, might be favorable for you, especially with regards to taking some action. So when we look at the South Nodes in Libra, that is your 4th house of home, square is also there. So this could have you dealing with things regarding your home, your childhood home, your mother, and by extension your family, maybe even your habits. It could be one of these, or all of these, or a combination of them. It could play out simply, as you are in a home that you want to get out of, and that you've got to work at letting go of this home and maybe working harder at a career to maybe bring in some more money, or maybe your 10th house of career asks you to change your location, and that's a challenge for you because you just bought a home. And so you've got to make these decisions with regards to what do I do with my home, but trust me, Cancer, you're going to come up with the right solution, but become externally aloof from your home and your family that just providing challenges. I mean, we all have to go through something in this life with regards to our family. So it might be just during this time period that you've got to let go of some difficulties with regards to your family or your mother. So it can play out in different ways, but it's a letting go or at least changing up what you've been doing so far in the home. Take care, Cancer. Leo. So for Leo, this is a trine aspect, so the trine aspects is just pulsating favorable energy. When it comes to the South Nodes, South Node will be sextiling, which are just opportunities coming your way. It activates your 9th house, Leo. Talking about North Node, the North Nodes play out in various ways, but it can also, at its highest, have us going through a self-actualization, where you think, what is my purpose here? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What do I want people to remember me for? That could be an ongoing theme here. With this trine really pulsating away and favorably, maybe putting things in front of you, people in front of you, information in front of you that helps you formulate something for this life purpose. But classically, we speak of the ninth house as the house of travel, as well as foreign connections. So all these things could come in a favorable way. Foreign people or foreign places could come in to support you and bring something for you with regards to your destiny path. Very positive for you, Leo. The sextile happens with your third house and the south node is in Libra, and so the third house, generally speaking, relates to communications. It's also siblings, it's your neighborhood, it's early education, it's general travel around your neighborhood or state, it's also writing. So for some Leos, you may be letting go of some major writing project that was of significance. It could be you stopping some kind of local travel that you were doing, and maybe now having to do some international travel. You could be letting go of a way of communicating, and maybe you get opportunities to take some kind of course or something else that gives you a better way to communicate with others. Overriding all this, Leo, I feel this is a positive time to reach out for opportunities to change up the way you communicate, or the way you present yourself. Take care, Leo. Virgo. So for Virgos, North Node is in your 8th house, and so this said to me that there may be something new. I see this as a big reset with regards to your investments. You may take up some kind of new shared resources, responsibilities with somebody else. It's also the house of the psychological self, so this is an ideal opportunity to get inside your head with a therapist, but it also could be the real serious development of a sexual relationship, or at least a very serious relationship. So this is like a new start as well. It's like a restart type thing, but investments are going to be very favorable for you. Maybe having to get better opportunities for a mortgage, or maybe even pay off some credit cards. That type of thing could be coming in. Because Aries, which is where the North Nodes will be, is ruled by Mars, it could be that males will be more important for that particular type of thing. Now the second house is where the South Nodes will be in, so this says that you may be letting go of some source of income. Just generally speaking, you may let go of some aspect that you've had up to now with regards to not only your values, but the value of yourself. Working with that whole 8th house North Node thing, you start developing a very strong infrastructure in your mind where you start to have more value of yourself, and by doing that people will be picking up and treating you better and valuing you more. Virgo, you could also have sort of like a bonus coming for you that you maybe didn't expect. Take care. Libra. So for Libra, the North Nodes in Aries will be in your 7th house, and of course that's your opposite sign. The South Nodes are going to be in your sign. So when we look at this setup, this will be a significant time with regards to relationships. The themes that this setup brings is the partner, business partner or marriage partner, as well as clients. So you are getting on a new destiny path for yourself through partnerships. So the focus is kind of off you with regards to this new start on your destiny path, and more on the partner. This could even turn out to have a marriage partner come into view for some Libras, where some may even get married at this time, but it can go the opposite way too, where maybe the marriage partner wants to leave, or wants to change up something in the marriage and you have to work with them. Or a business partner wants to leave the partnership, or wants to do something different and you have to work with them. This is what I say, Libra. Use all those wonderful diplomacy skills that you've got, and real desire for justice and balance and fairness. Use those skills at this time to persuade your partner. So now we look at the South Node. The South Node is in your own sign, indicating 1st house. The 1st house is you, everything inside you and around you. And the South Nodes say you to let some things go. Here, now it could translate into people, places, things, events leaving your life at this time. So I guess you may have to change things in your world, Libra, as a result of what a partner wants you to do. It's a kind of a trigger thing. The partners, clients, business, marriage are going to require you to let go of some things, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing, certainly for those Libras that are going to be getting married during this time period. Having the south nodes in your first house just says I'm going to change, I'm going to let go of my single status, and instead look to the seventh house, where the north nodes are, and get married and join up with a partner. Alright, so all this doesn't have to be a negative thing, it can be very positive too. Take care, Libra. Scorpio. So for Scorpio, you've got the north nodes in your 6th house and the south nodes are going to be in your 12th house. And for most folks watching this in 2023 that are Scorpios, you still have the south nodes in your sign, so that'll be shifted out by the time this happens, which is going to be around the 17th of July. So now this speaks to your health foremost, but it also speaks to your day-to-day job, maybe any encumbrances that you've taken on in your life that you just need to let go of, and how could that really pan out? Well, for those Scorpios that maybe have had ill health, this brings in a new destiny path with regards to getting better health, having medical professionals come in and really assist you with your health here, or you may take control of it, where you say I've got to get better health, I've got to improve my nutrition and improve my exercise habits. But it can also be mental health too, especially as a Scorpio, which kind of rules the psychological realm, so all three of these areas of health could come up for you positively, where people, places, things, events, come in to aid you to get on a better destiny path regarding those health types of things. So it could pan out for some Scorpios as a new job, you get an opportunity to change up your job, or you stay in your present job but you do something completely different. Now the 12th host is classified as a hidden house, it's where your south nodes are, so be honest with yourself and take a look inside. Now I would suggest take a look inside with a professional or with friends that you really can trust, but I would say get this sort of trip-up thing, look for things that you've been hiding underneath the carpet, things that you've been ignoring, maybe even things that you've just let go, that you said, well, I should have said something, I should have taken a stand, but you didn't, because people didn't went away. Also Scorpios, this time period may have you visiting hidden places not because you specifically have to go there. For instance, hospitals could become more important for you, but maybe they'll come more important for you because of the job that you're doing. It could be that something happens with regards to some friend, family, that requires you to go and visit them. It's also ashrams, government offices. Any kind of hidden place is featured here in the 12th house. Those could become more important for some reason, not because of something you're doing but more like external events that require you to go there. A direct translation here is that you may have to let go of a job that you're doing in a hospital, or in an ashram or in a government office because you want to point towards that north nodes in the 6th house, and change a job up. Take care. Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, you just like Leo have this favorable trine happening awesome, and this favorable trine has to do with your 5th house. So those north nodes are going to be in your 5th house. 5th house is true love, children, it's your own business at its core. It asks you for two things. First is to be creative, but most importantly be your authentic self, and with the trine, wow Sagittarius, you're going to get unlimited opportunities here to express yourself creatively. Through being your authentic self, children may feature too, so there may be some Sagittarians that have either a pregnancy, or a child comes into view. That's important for your destiny path. Some Sagittarians may decide to put their own business. This may be excellent to do that. With the trine aspect of the north nodes being destiny path, you may just get the opportunity to have some fabulous creative project come your way, that not only is a fabulous creative project but it also expresses who you are, and like I said, children can be favorable for you too. Now the 11th house, well, that's a sextile aspect with the south nodes. This really is in an easy way. You're going to get opportunities to change up your friends and change up the groups you belong to. So perhaps, as you get illumination with regards to being authentic, you realize that some of the friends and the groups that you belong to don't aid you, don't support you with regards to you being your authentic self, or don't recognize your creativity. But maybe other people that are new friends do recognize your creativity and you decide to let the old and unencouraging friends go. But it's an easy thing to do. You'll have opportunities to do it. Of course, that can play out in many different ways. Your friends move away, you move away, you start taking up different interests of different groups, and you're not on the same page anymore. But you know, that 11th house is also hopes, dreams, wishes type thing. So for some Sagittarians, you may have some fabulous opportunities to make some dreams come true with regards to creative things. But it is going to require you letting go of something, or at the very least, changing up what you're doing. Capricorn. For Capricorn, both these nodes square to you. So for the first one, with the north nodes in Aries, that squares you in the 4th house. So again, I always say about squares, these are just challenges that you might have to overcome, but they can not only make you stronger, they can strengthen your home. And in some cases it might be something real simple, maybe something in the foundation or in the home needs some repair and it's going to take over a year to get it all done properly, but then you're safe and secure. 4th house is ruled by Cancer in the natural zodiac, and Cancer likes to be safe and secure, so it could be something simple as repairing home. But on a negative side, it could be you dealing with your family or your mother where you are facing challenges that you have to overcome. It seems like something has to be looked at carefully. Working with others are always important, so you may be working with your family and your mother to make things happen. For people that have older parents, you might have to put your mother or father, most likely your mother, into long-term care. She doesn't want to go in, but she has to go in there for better care and for her safety, and that just presents a big challenge for you. So then we look at the south nodes. And south nodes square with the 10th house of career, and so this is asking you to let go of some aspects regarding your career. It's going to present itself probably as someone not being happy with the work that you're doing, someone challenging you, blocks being put to projects or programs you're trying to. What it's really saying to you, Capricorn, is that you need to let go of some way of dealing with your career. For some Capricorns, maybe it means you've got to change your career and that's going to require some work on your part to do. For others, it could simply mean the fact that you really want to work from your home, but the corporate world says you're coming back into office, and you're not too happy about that, and you have to work out some kind of deal where you can still work from home, and still satisfy the corporate world. Good luck, Capricorn. Aquarius. For Aquarius, well, Aquarius, you have a nice sextile happening here, and it's your 3rd house where the north nodes is in. You're already electrified in your brain, very scientific, intellectual, you catch on fast. This just says to me you're going to have opportunities to do a lot of communicating with regards to your destiny. It could bring opportunities to interact with siblings and a lot more. Maybe you'll change up your neighborhood where you're closer to your siblings. But it can bring in neighbors and your neighborhood as opportunities of importance to put you on some kind of destiny path. But overall, we're talking about the 3rd house of communications, writing. Maybe sales and commerce type projects could happen. You're going to get lots of opportunities to do this, but I would just say, overall, you're going to be doing a lot of thinking, a lot of communicating and perhaps a lot of writing as well. Now when we look at the south nodes, that forms a trine and it's in your 9th house. Well, this is also positive for you, Aquarius. A few things can happen. I would say you're going to finally finish an advanced degree and you could put yourself to bed, close the door and get relaxed and say, I finally got it. That's a 9th house thing. For others, it may be tidying up some kind of law type thing that you've been involved in. You might be completing a trip that you take, or maybe that you've been living abroad, and you now have to say goodbye to that international place that you've been living in, and go back to your neighborhood. A lot of this is tied into either trips that you take, a foreign trip that you take, or that you are currently living in a foreign country and you now are realizing you need to go back home, and that's part of what you're letting go of. I think that's kind of positive things, opportunities. For you, Aquarius, this is a positive placement of both the north nodes and south nodes. It should be easy for you to let go of some things and easy for you to take opportunities in other things. Take care, Aquarius. Pisces. Pisces, this north nodes in Aries, is in your 2nd house, and so this says to me, for some, you're going to have a new stream of income because the 2nd house rules the income that you make. I think that's very positive. For others, because Aries is the sign of independence, you may really shift some kind of value of yourself, and you say to yourself that people aren't valuing me anymore and I'm going to change this up. I'm going to change the job that I'm doing. You may acquire more possessions. That's the other thing that can happen for you. The main thing is income that you make. There's going to be new opportunities for you here. The other theme for you is to value yourself, so too others will value you. But it kind of emphasizes this whole idea of new initiatives, you being declaring that you're independent as an individual and you need to be respected. The south nodes in Libra are in your 8th house, and so that's letting go of all things that are 8th house related, or at least adjusting things that you've been doing with regards to your 8th house. For some Pisces, letting go of either a way of doing a deep personal intimate relationship, or literally letting go of an intimate relationship. It can also have you maybe cashing in some of your investments at this time. It's important time in your life. Maybe you're going to be retiring and you start looking at, well, what money do I have here? But it's more of a letting go of things like investments. For others, this could be an ideal opportunity to tie up you and your mortgage, you and paying off your credit card, so look for opportunities, positive opportunities. The 8th house is a psychological self too, so for some Pisces, this may be tying up some psychological therapy that you've been doing, and you're emerging out of that cocoon psychologically as a whole new person. Now this 8th house of yours where south nodes actually are is Libra, so when discussing Libra, we're talking about relationships, so this could go hand in hand. You could be letting go of an old way of doing intimate relationships, and as you've gone through this development of your psychological mind, you're able to have a different view of how intimate relationships should be. Take care, Pisces. So I want to thank you for watching. Until next video, be safe and well. It will be an honor if you will subscribe my channel, as it helps me to grow my channel. Thank you.